Cooking in the house in my road, gotta make her put it on. She don't like wearing clothes, just left Concord. No Carolina, I was licking on booty and a whole lot of vagina. Eat a booze with some ice cream, she'll remember you. Ice Cube, make it chip, like the winter do.
See me with the crew, I gotta get some food. I see you looking like you do. Had to make a move, make a move.
Started. Please don't get me started. Started. Please don't get me started.
Top of the afternoon on this Saturday, people. Peace and blessings. I'm gonna tell y'all a little story real quick. I know I'm always good with the stories. So there was a guy, he couldn't fight. He wasn't tough or nothing. But the guy was always loud and rowdy. And there was a guy that was a gangster. He was a murderer. He was a 9th degree black belt, everything. He was killing people and everything, but he was silent and he was quiet. So one day, the soft guy that was loud and rowdy, he had got into something and he was beat up and he was badly hurt. And the people was like, oh, that's good for him. We don't like him. He's a troublemaker, boom, 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 boom. And then one day, the guy that was tough and he was a murderer and stuff like that, one day he got into a situation and he killed the dude. And when he got locked up and he went to trial, the whole community came out in his favor like, oh, he don't bother nobody. He's a good guy. He's not a troublemaker. He helps people with their baggages. He gives back to the community and everything. And that guy beat that murder. You know what I'm saying? The soft guy that had got beat up and everything, when the cops arrested him, the people was like, oh, that's good for him. He's a troublemaker and this and this and that, right? So the story is short and it's brief. The point of that story, it was this. When you broke, it's good to be silent. When you rich, it's good to be silent. If you tough, it's good to be silent. If you soft, it's good to be silent. If you cold, it's good to be silent. If you hot, it's good to be silent. It's always good to be silent. And the reason why it's good to be silent, because silence speak the highest volumes. And what it is this. If something ever do go wrong, nobody will never know the difference. Because when you got a lot of money, you low key. And when you don't have no money, you low key. So nobody will never know when you broke or when you got money, because you always low key, you always silent. Nobody will never know if you a fool or if you a wise man if you never open your mouth. If you never speak and you just be in silence and people just see your demeanor, it's more majestic. Silence is more majestic. A person won't know if you dumb or smart until you open your mouth. You know what I'm saying? And they teach you this in the 48 Laws of Power and the book Mastery by Robert Greene. They teach you this in martial arts. Silence is golden sometimes, most of the time. You know, when you watch the Pink Panther cartoon or the TV show or whatever, when the inspector used to try to get Pink Panther or violate him, all you would just see is a light bulb, and Pink Panther would make a move. Pink Panther wouldn't voice it out. He wouldn't yell or nothing. You would just see a light bulb. He'd get an idea. He'd implement the idea and make a move, and then the action was executed. He ain't never blurted out, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna do this, or none of that. He just kept it quiet and made a move, right? So people don't know how to defeat silence. People can't attack, harm, kill, or distort, but they can't touch, taste, see, smell, and hear. When you know, because most humans operate on the 5 senses, and they operate in the physical realm. A lot of people don't really operate on the spiritual realm. When you operate on the spiritual realm, now you tapping into the 3rd eye, and then if you operating on a higher platform of the spiritual realm, now you tapping into the 4th eye, and you seeing things more and more clearer, right? But a lot of people don't use their 3rd eye, or they definitely not using their 4th eye. So everybody usually operate with the 5 senses, and that's inside the earthly realm. And that's like the 5th ether realm and under. Once you get to the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th ether realms, now you're dealing with 3rd eye, you're dealing with 4th eye. The 8th and 9th ether realm is 4th eye. You know, so, you know, just remember, people, silence is golden. Humbleness is a blessing. And it's good to stay out the way. You know what I'm saying? You want to try to be a better you every day. We ain't in competition with nobody. We should be in competition with ourselves to better ourselves and always strengthen ourselves. And another problem within the black community, or within the amongst black and brown and people of ethnicities, is this: people go through so much, you can't even vent to other people anyway, because they'll weaponize your situation against you. If you tell your friend you're going through something with your wife or your woman, 9 out of 10 he'll weaponize it later on. Oh shit, nigga ain't getting along with his girl or whatever. Sometimes if you tell your girl, or if you confide in your girl or your baby mother, and this goes for women too, you might tell your boyfriend you going through something, your husband or your baby father, and ambulance be doing too much all the time for no reason, noise pollution. The police and the ambulance, they always make a lot of noise for nothing, just to get their way and to get by on traffic lights and get ahead of traffic. It's kind of like a baby when a baby constantly crying to get their way. But anyway, this even apply to the women. A woman might vent to her man or her husband or a boyfriend or a family member or even a female friend, and then they'll weaponize your own situation against you. So this is why a lot of people don't ask for help. This is why a lot of people don't like to communicate with other people or whatever, and they keep things amongst themselves. But in all totality, keeping it to yourself, talents, is better, because the more quiet you be, your thoughts, you can hear your thoughts better, and you will figure out an alternative answer and an alternative solution to your issues. All the answers lie within. All the answers lie within. So sometimes, most of the time, you don't gotta seek external help. Things are falling to your lap. You gotta just be patient and dig within. Because when you seek outside help, sometimes, or most of the time, you seeking toxicity. You seeking people's malicious intentions sometimes, or people advice on what they think is good for them. First of all, I'm not allowing nobody to give advice to me on certain things if they're not strong in those areas. So like me, I don't smoke. I can give a person advice on smoking because I used to smoke cigarettes and I used to smoke weed, and then I stopped and I combated it. So I can give people my solutions on how I worked out my problems. But if a person got relationship issues, I'm not allowing them to give me advice on relationship issues. If people got financial issues, I'm not allowing them to give me advice on financial issues. If a person's not in shape or they not healthy, I'm not allowing them to give me information on health issues, because you have all this information but you're not implementing it yourself, so you don't have no wisdom, right? So knowledge is knowing something, and wisdom is implementing what you know, and we got to differentiate that, people. But always remember, silence is golden, and things work better when you operate in secrecy and in seclusion, because when you put things out, sometimes people will try their hardest to destroy it because they don't want to see nobody happy, because they're not happy. And this go for billionaires and stuff like that too. This go for people that's rich. There's a lot of miserable rich people. It's a lot of people with money, and they angry, and they got issues within they self. Their character is distorted. You know what I'm saying? Look, Kanye West and the dude Virgil, they had issues. Now Virgil is dead, right? A lot of people wanted to be in Virgil's shoes because he had the off-white name clothing line, and he was designing for Louis Vuitton, but he died of cancer. He had health issues. Louis Vuitton, the off-white clothing brand, the money he was getting, none of that could have helped him with his health issues. So at the end of the day, people, the true health is wealth, sanity, so a sound state of mind, body, and soul, food, clothing, and shelter. As long as you got that, you good, people. As long as you got a warm bed to lay in, you got food in your stomach, you got money in your pocket to eat and pay your bills, you good. You can get to the rest later, and when you get to the rest later, don't let it contaminate, distort, and corrupt you, and make you become a malicious, deviant person. You know, how people view some of these billionaires like Bill Gates. You know, he want to destroy all of us and do evil things to us, and he got all this money. You know, anyway, stay up like a copper, holler back on my collar crack. We get up like sit-ups, Iron Sheik, Army of Allah, War General, G'd up from the feet up, official tissue down to the bone bristle. I'm oxygen, uno.